So, but you can find my videos on BitChute, on the Gun Exchange, and on Gap TV as well. So, Rumble has also delisted me. I'm there, but I'm not there. If you click on my website on the link, the videos are there. But if you search for me, I'm not there. So, Rumble is deep state influenced as well, and they're blocking us. So,
Rumble is deep state influenced now. You know, that's why when I DM'd the Rumble CEO and said that he should change the name, because when you're on Rumble, if you upvote something, it's a Rumble. But if you downvote something, it's just a downvote. I DM'd the CEO and I said, hey, Mr. CEO of Rumble, you should change the name of the downvotes to Grumbles so that it's thematically correct. And he never responded. So that's how I know he's in the deep state. So don't act like she's not right.
with NESARA and with all kinds of other events that we
I still don't know what NESARA is. NESARA. National Economic Security and Recovery Act. Replace the income tax with a national sales tax. Abolishing compound interest. Returning to a bimetallic currency. I mean, I'm so into it. Yeah, fuck yeah, abolish compound interest. You know how much of my mortgage I would have paid off if there was no compound interest? He did 1,000 copies of his proposal titled Draining the Swamp, Monetary and Fiscal Policy Reform, 1996. Okay. We need to move the QAnon start date from 2015, all the way back to 1996. Wow. Based on a theory that debt is the #1 economic factor inhibiting growth of the economy, and compound interest the #1 moral evil and reason for debt, Bernard made several other attempts during the 1990s to draw political attention to the problems he saw in the U.S. economy, and his suggested economic recovery proposal based on the root causes he determined. Soon after Bernard released NESARA on the internet, a user known as Dove of Oneness began posting about it on internet forums. A former student of Ramtha's School of Enlightenment referred to in the media as a cyber cult queen. Bro, imagine someone else, like, without you asking, referring to you as cyber cult queen. That sounds like a fucking Yu-Gi-Oh card. That is so cool. According to Goodwin's website, the NESARA bill languished in Congress before finally being passed in a secret session in March 2000 and signed by President Bill Clinton. It is claimed that the new law is to be implemented at 10 a.m. on September 11th. Oh no, bro! But that the computers and data and the trillions of dollars of prosperity funds were destroyed on the second floor of the World Trade Center. Oh my god. Oh my god. Goodwin allegedly believes and purports that Bush orchestrated the September 11 attacks in the Iraq War as distractions from NESARA. No wonder they care about the Iraq dinar. Oh, it all makes sense now. It all makes sense. The pieces are connecting in my brain. Everything is becoming clear. Wow. After Goodwin began commenting on NESARA, other internet-based conspiracy theorists latched onto it. One supporter, Sheldon Niddle, ties the imminent NESARA announcement into his years-old prophecy of an imminent large-scale UFO visitation by benevolent aliens, occasionally his website reports, but more prominently in his videos. Jennifer Lee, who used to publish internet NESARA status reports almost daily on her now-defunct site, discussed a host of otherworldly and interdimensional beings who are helping behind the scenes to get NESARA announced. Internet evangelist Sherry Schreiner, who operates many websites, sees NESARA as linked to malevolent reptiloid aliens. Okay, this truly, wow, this is like QAnon prequel. This is like, oh, this is fantastic. He denied that NESARA had been enacted into law or even assigned a tracking number, and condemned Goodwin's allegations as a misinformation campaign. For her part, dismisses the NESARA Institute as a disinformation front for the Bush family. Critics consider NESARA to be a cult, pointing to the fact that Goodwin, Lee, and Niddle frequently solicited donations. They accuse these leaders of being primarily interested in securing a steady stream of income for themselves. Goodwin, who asked readers to donate their frequent flyer miles, claimed she needed and had used the fund to travel to various locations to secretly meet with high-level government officials about getting NESARA announced. Oh boy. Some NESARA reporters make the claim that otherworldly beings are working to get NESARA announced. These include a channeled cosmic being, Haton, an android Pleiadian, and another named Sanandanandra. According to some proponents of Ascended Master teachings, such as Joshua David Stone, Sanananda is the galactic name of the Ascended Master Jesus, which he uses in his role as Commander-in-Chief of the Ashtar Command Flying Saucer Fleet. Okay. Sure. Pallas Athena is regarded as being the vice commander. Ashtar is regarding... You motherfuckers do not get to make Ashtar third in command of the Ashtar fleet. The motherfucking organization is called Ashtar Command. You cannot. You can't tell me. You cannot put my boy Ashtar as third in command of his own goddamn fucking command, bro. Bro. You can't. It's not okay. You can't just say that Ashtar is third in command of Ashtar Command. Okay. So this is Gasara News. I'm sorry, Gasara.news. Quantum banking system is the declaration of independence of the world, ending the socialist fiat debt system. I don't think they know what socialism is. Quantum grammar essentially offers a mathematical way to write contracts in a proper and correct way, which cannot be misunderstood. Quantum grammar. Remember the thing I just said about them just putting quantum in front of things? That's all this is. Upholds integrity in contracting, and holds all parties duly responsible for whatever they promise to deliver. Unlike English, which is rife with confusion and carries contradictions and denials that most people know nothing about. Prefixes like un and re, for instance, are negations, but which manipulative central bankers, moneyed bloodline families, and long lineages of moneylenders have operated to their secret advantage and to the detriment of ignorant citizenry. Quantum grammar puts everything on the table in plain sight and precludes any kind of shoring up of advantage by anyone, while holding people to their word. Using quantum grammar in proper ways to contract with each other and create the system's banking, judicial, educational, and communicational, which will truly work for us. Oh, sorry, I have hiccups now. That's the article? That's the whole article. Okay, sources, youtube.com. Let's go. Video unavailable. Gee, I wonder why. You know what? Actually, I want to learn about quantum grammar. I want to know... Yeah, I I really want to know about quantum grammar. Sovereign citizens. Oh, it's sovereign citizens.
I'm coming to you from Chicago, as usual, and today
He's
we're
from
gonna
Chicago.
take another visit
I'm gonna
back
run
to
into
the
this
world
guy.
of
First thing I want to go over is, you guys, when you're writing a lawsuit or the stuff you guys writing, do you actually understand the parts of speech and the stuff you write?
Oh no.
Yes, Layton. I went to law school. I understand.
Okay, so I understand what he's about to start getting at. I think I know what quantum grammar is. And it's the worst thing you've ever heard of. So, there's an idea that the parts of speech and, like, each chunk of a word means its own thing, and there's no good way for me to explain this, but I just want you guys to know I know what the fuck is about to happen, and
Okay,
it's
so
horrible.
Then you can explain, when you write a lawsuit, can you explain why when you write it, you write it in such a manner that there's no facts written within the...
This is minor, but like just right off the bat, you don't write a lawsuit. You draft a complaint. That's pretty universal, and that's the way that most people would phrase that. And it's small, but it just shows it's your first inkling that we're off kilter here.
So that's the purpose of this conversation, is to decide whether we can come to some resolution here, or if we're going to have to litigate this matter in, again, a real court, the federal district court of the United States.
Can you identify the parts of speech in the words you just said?
No, I'm not. Layton, I don't. Why would I do that?
Why would I do that?
Write. I went to 7 years of college.
Why would I do that?
I don't need to go to 7-year college to learn something you don't know how to write to begin with. Like I said, when you're speaking right now, every single word coming out of your mouth, there are no facts in anything you say. It's simply opinions. You're using adjectives and adverbs to modify every single word that normally would have been a fact, just like what you do in your writings.
Layton, you're doing the same thing. We're having a conversation. What you're saying back to me is the exact same language. We're all
right, but I can identify the parts of speech and the things I do. I can syntax everything you're saying. What right now, you don't know what you're talking about. You don't know the parts of speech. You can't even, in your own words, your own writings, anything you write, you can't identify a verb for a fact. You don't know an adjective.
Wow, I mean, this is just so hard to stomach. First of all, their theory makes no sense, and then they just say, okay, well, we're going to split all this up, and then they just assign random meaning to that. It doesn't mean anything, and no one else understands it.
That is what they do, yes.
But for some reason, this is caught on, and you hear echoes of this nonsense throughout the sovereign citizen community.
You don't know pronouns; you just write. The proof is you don't know what you're writing.
It's what I thought. But I've only ever heard it explained to someone. I've never heard it in action. It is
you really don't.
Insane in action. Sovereign citizens are people who believe that by renouncing their U.S. citizenship, they are no longer beholden to the laws of the United States and are instead only required to follow maritime law. You remember when we had Reborn Pyro on the stream and we were looking at the Q-Anon Great Awakening map, and at one point I was just like, maritime law? I can't explain fucking maritime law right now, and I just like crumbled internally like a little bit. Yeah, those people. That's why I crumbled at the mention of fucking maritime law. Because everyone who believes in that shit is just like these motherfuckers. Where they just don't believe in anything. We're gonna have to do a sovereign citizen bingo.
To in the judge's order yesterday.